It baffles me to think that so many people have the wrong idea about self-improvement. They think, oh, once I get on self-improvement, I'm not allowed to have fun. How can I be on self-improvement without being 2,000 hours on TikTok and playing my video games because I need the stimulation and the dopamine? How can I have fun, bro? Like I need to scroll on TikTok, right? Right? Really? Do you really need an external app to be happy, to give you the dopamine? Do you think people 2000 years ago were getting the dopamine from TikTok and Netflix and movies and shows and from the fucking TV 2000 years ago? Of course not. They were out in nature, they were out living, they were enjoying life as they were without any external stimulation. Of course, they were getting the dopamine from other things like hunting. Like 2000 years ago wasn't like the year of hunting, but you get what I mean. They were getting dopamine other ways. So, how are they happier? Why do you think people these days are so much less connected, are so much more depressed, and have so much more anxiety compared to us 2000 years ago? Do you see the difference? Do you see the correlation? People 2000 years ago lived life without needing the external dopamine and the external stimulation to rule their life. My name is Stefan, and I'm a leader of young men that are striving to become the top 1%, that are sick of the lies the media is telling them. If you are willing to put in the work to improve yourself, it would be awesome if you would click on the subscribe button right now and join my free community by clicking the first thing in the description to be surrounded by other like-minded men to make even more progress in your self-improvement journey. Click now by clicking the first thing in the description. Now, when I was little, I was going to bed at 2 a.m. just to scroll, just to watch movies, just to overstimulate my brain. I would go to bed at 2 a.m. when I had school the next day to sleep for 4 hours. For what reason? To be in my bed and watch fucking Rick and Morty and watch TikToks and wait for that one girl to hopefully message me because I didn't have the balls to message her first. I was the guy that was just waiting for her to message me in case she needed someone to talk to when she was bored at night. I was that low. I was genuinely going to bed at 2 a.m. just for the purpose of hopefully being there for the girl I liked when she was bored, when she was eventually sick of the other guys not responding to her. So I was this stupid beta male that was waiting for her to come to me. I was living a sad life. So I was in bed at 2 a.m., lying on the side with my phone in my left hand, just looking at TikToks, just scrolling on Reddit, just looking at memes on Instagram, on the Explore page. I would just go through the Snapchat stories and the fucking Explore page for what? To maybe see some ass. I would just fucking watch Rick and Morty when I knew I had school the next day. But when I would eventually be extremely tired, I wouldn't even be able to stay awake anymore. I would turn on the app, I would open the clock app, I would turn on the alarm, and I would see the pop-up. Alarm set for 3 hours and 45 minutes from now. When I would get to school, I would be so sleep deprived, so depressed, that I would literally look like a zombie, and it was hard for me to socialize with people. I was a fucking full-on gamer. But somehow, after I started going to the gym, somehow I started going to the gym in the first place, but after I started going to the gym, I discovered this thing called self-improvement, improving yourself. And my first thought when looking at it was, how can I have fun while being on self-improvement? If you start doing the hard work, like how can you have fun if you stop playing the video games, if you stop scrolling on TikTok, right? Because you get all the fun from scrolling on TikTok. You need the dopamine from TikTok. So how can you have fun without these things? Well, this is exactly what this video is about. How can you have fun on self-improvement and actually make progress in self-improvement? Because bro, trust me, the fact that you think, oh, I can't have fun is a false belief. It's a cope. Because if you get on self-improvement, you literally have more fun than other people. Because you know how bad you feel after scrolling on TikTok for 4 hours a day. I know because I did it yesterday. I will raise my hand up and I will say, yes, I was a loser yesterday. I spent 3.5 hours on Instagram. For what? For some pleasure. I didn't. I messaged brands and I was productive, bro. I wasn't productive. I just needed dopamine. I couldn't escape this trap I just put myself into, and I wanted the dopamine. So for 4 hours, all I did was scroll on TikTok, and I hated my life after. I felt like a fucking goblin, like a gremlin that couldn't be productive because essentially that's what I was. I was a gremlin that just wasted their life away. So you know how you feel after a 10-hour gaming session with the boys. You feel like you wasted all of that time. You feel even worse than before you started. So it's not like the life that you live when you scroll and you are just overstimulating yourself. That life isn't that good. Like you don't feel good. But with self-improvement, I'm feeling the best that I've ever felt. Especially when I'm doing all the good habits, especially when I'm actually making progress towards my goals, towards my business, towards my self-improvement habits. When I'm doing all of this, I feel the most fulfilled. But today I have 4 things that you can do on self-improvement to make more progress and to actually have fun. Because these things are actually fun and will be fun for you. The first one, which is my favorite, is to learn a new skill. I want you to imagine yourself going on a date with a girl that you just met. Imagine you're on a date and you're just a boring loser that can't do anything. The date wouldn't go well, right? But imagine you just learned a new skill, a cool skill you can do on the date. So, for example, you learn to do a handstand, you learn to do a calisthenic move, you learn to do clap push-ups. You learned something that's impressive and cool. You learn to do a fucking backflip. I don't know. You know something. That girl will instantly be more attracted to you. You will instantly have a higher chance of attracting the girl and actually her liking you. And you going on a second date and maybe getting a girlfriend eventually. But imagine the version of you that knows absolutely nothing. All you do is just the self-improvement habits. You go to the gym and you meditate and you grab the journal and you read. That's all you do every single day. Yes, that's good for you. Of course, that's nice. But wouldn't it be better if you knew more, if you were actually cool? It could be literally anything that you can do. For example, it could literally be something related to skateboarding. I don't know nothing about skateboarding, but you, by the fact that you know how to skateboard, how to do some cool tricks, you will be instantly cooler than the other version of you that doesn't do it. It doesn't matter how weird the skill is. Like you can do. Fuck. Let me show you what I can do. So fuck. I need to drink some water first. I can do. Sorry for the dopamine low. I can do a raindrop sound with my mouth. I hope I can get it right. This skill is so fucking cool, and I learned it in 7th grade or 8th grade, and I can still do it now. I can literally see the look on the girls' faces when I do this. Many people can't do it, so it's a fucking cool skill to learn. For example, for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've been learning how to do a handstand. Imagine I go on a first date and I just do a handstand, or like we get into some private place and I tell her, "Oh, look at what I can do. Well, look at what I can do," and I just go into fucking handstand. She would be so much more attracted to me because it's cool, it looks cool, and I'm cool for that because like it shows that you put in effort. Because handstands aren't easy at all. It's like so complicated and there's so many things to it. But when you finally get it, when you finally do it right, girls will be so much more attracted to you. So these are the things that I wrote here. Skateboarding, anything related to skateboarding, calisthenics, so like handstand, backflip, clap push-ups, or just beatbox, or something you can learn. Not like it's not something that you can learn super fast, so everyone could learn it, but it's not something so hard that it takes years to master. If you want to go that route, like fucking awesome. But it's something you can learn in a month, 2 months, that you can use for the rest of your life and instantly be 10 times cooler in the eyes of girls. Or if you want to, you can learn even a money-making skill. So for example, you can learn how to do copywriting. You can learn how to edit videos. You name it. You can literally learn a new skill. As simple as it gets. Find a skill, find something you're interested in, and learn it. It could be guitar, it could be piano, it could be beatbox, skateboarding, anything about a new skill is just awesome. And it will take up so much of your time, you will not know when the time passed. So if you have a lot of free time once you get on self-improvement, yeah, you stop like scrolling on Instagram, you stop playing video games, you save like 10 hours a day. You can use those hours into learning a new skill. or learning multiple skills, and you just build yourself up. Now, a second thing that you can do, which is a bit weird, but bear with me, is to be bored. I want you to imagine yourself going on a plane with nothing but yourself. Literally, you and yourself. No phone, no laptop, no tablet, no newspaper, no book, no nothing. It's just you being bored for 10 hours. Literally, the flight is 10 hours, and all you bring with yourself is you and yourself. That's it. It would feel extremely agonizing. Like, how can you be bored for 10 hours straight? Like, you need the phone, you need a book, you need all these things, an audiobook, some music, you need all these things, right? What's so bad about going on a flight, a 10-hour flight with nothing? Really, think about it. What's so bad about it? You can't really name it. You don't really know. It's just, yes, I'm bored. But what's so bad about being bored? Why are so many people running away from boredom? 90% of people overstimulate their brain 24/7. In fact, even 99% of people overstimulate their brain 24/7. Whenever they're in line at the supermarket and the line is pretty long, they just can't wait there for 5 minutes doing nothing, just looking around, being present. No, they have to open their phone, they have to scroll on TikTok, they have to read the book, they have to listen to music. People can't go on 10 minutes walks without putting AirPods in and listening to music. It's impossible, right? People are finding ways to overstimulate the brain 24/7, which is a massive problem. The most beautiful things you can do to your mind is let it think. Because essentially, the most important benefit, the best benefit there is to it, is you will start enjoying work more. Because imagine yourself like going throughout life and just trying to overstimulate yourself 24/7. You get a dopamine. Like dopamine is really high. But imagine trying to do work, and work gives you this amount of dopamine, while scrolling on TikTok and overstimulating yourself gives you this amount of dopamine. You will not enjoy working at all. So you will enjoy scrolling on TikTok over working. But work is really important. You need to work in order to free your family. It's really important. I want to do it. Yes, you tried working for 15 minutes, but immediately your brain starts being bored. And because you overstimulate yourself, you need the dopamine high. So you open TikTok mid-working, while you're working, and you waste half an hour because you needed the dopamine, right? This is one of the hardest habits that I've been trying to get into, but it's the most rewarding, because whenever I try to be bored for 1 hour and not do anything, just let my brain think, I get so many video ideas, I get so much more clarity, and I start enjoying work, and it's easier to even meditate after I do this session. But during the session or leading up to it, I resent it. I just hate it. It's so hard to just do nothing and be bored, but it's fucking rewarding. So this is the homework for today. Try to be bored, to not do anything, to not interact with anything, to not even meditate, to not even look at anything. Just look at the wall and just think for half an hour. That's all you gotta do. Let your brain think. You will feel so much better by doing this one thing. The first time I did this, I managed to entertain myself for 1 full hour. Just me and my thoughts. Most people run out of thoughts in the first 15 or 30 minutes. But after 5 or 6 years of overstimulating my brain 24/7, when I finally let it think and I finally allowed it some fresh air to breathe, I was entertained for 1 hour. Double or triple as much as other people. And I want to convince you even more. You know the big names like Albert Einstein, Newton. These guys did the thing that I did. Like they discovered it. They created the things that they created and they discovered while being bored. Isaac Newton discovered gravity while being bored. He was literally sitting under the tree and he was just being bored looking around when the apple fell onto his head. Imagine if he wasn't bored. Imagine if he was reading a newspaper or scrolling on TikTok. The apple would have fallen on his head, and he would have just ignored it, or he would have been pissed at it. But because he was bored, because he was in thinking mode, he looked at the apple and just thought, why did it fall? Like, what made it fall? And that's how he created. I was gonna say that's why he created gravity. That's how he discovered gravity, because he actually thought about it. He actually let his brain some fresh air to breathe. So just try to get away from all this overstimulation and just be a bit bored for half an hour a day. 1 hour works the best, because after half an hour or 45 minutes, you will start actually getting all the benefits from being bored. But just by being bored for half an hour, you let your brain think, and you just let it breathe for a bit. Give it some room of air. So you can do it for half an hour or an hour. By doing it for an hour, you get the benefits from enjoying work more, because you like get a dopamine from working. So like it's a complicated process. 1 hour if you want to make work easier, half an hour if you want to just let your brain think. Now the third thing is to make a friend and just speak with him. One of the best things human beings can do is to socialize. We were literally made to socialize. Everything around us, literally look around your room, everything in your room came because our ancestors socialized. Imagine we were just individual creatures. We wouldn't have evolved as we did right now. We wouldn't have been here if we weren't social creatures, if we didn't strive to be together. But you can also socialize to make memories. For example, 2 days ago, I came back from a skiing trip with my friends. I've gotten so many memories, so many experiences, so many video ideas even from those 3 days that I was on the trip. So many learning lessons and so many fun memories. So like I had so much fun in that trip. How? Because I got a group of 7 people, including myself, together, and I managed to get them out of their house in the middle of nowhere and just rent out a cabin and go skiing and be together and survive for 3 days on our own without our mothers and parents. Like, whenever I go on a date with a girl from now on, I can tell her, oh, I went skiing with my friends. And I will be just the coolest guy ever. Because I have the experiences, I have the memories, I literally did shit. I went out of the house and I explored and it was awesome. So I highly recommend doing this. And you can do it either online or offline. So offline works best because there's more connection, there's deeper connections. But you can also do it online. You can join a community like my free one by clicking the first thing in the description and just speak with someone from anywhere on the globe. Bro, the coolest fucking thing is to say, oh, I have a friend from Colombia. Oh, my friend from Amsterdam and did this with the other guys from America, and while we were on a call with someone from the Philippines. We bring the whole world together online. Like, it's so funny to say, oh, my friend from Colombia did this. How do you have a friend from Colombia? By going online and making friends. Yes, of course, the connections aren't that deep, but it's still something. So you can join my free one if you want to by clicking the first thing in the description. It won't be free forever, so by joining now, you will get it free for a lifetime, but future people will have to pay to get in. So if you want to keep it for forever, join now, bro. The fourth thing is to start exploring your areas. I want you to think of your hometown as the map in GTA. And you know how in GTA, if you haven't been to a place, the map will be grayed out. There's literally smoke in that area. And in order to make the map clear, you have to actually travel to it and actually see what's there with your eyes. I want you to imagine your town as that map and aim to make all of the map light up, to go in every single corner and see every single thing around your house, around your neighborhood. My favorite activity to do is to just go exploring. When I was in school break a month ago, I believe, I used to go out in the morning and just explore my areas with my scooter. And I would just pair it up with viewing the sunrise, so I would get the benefits as well. But essentially, I would get out of the house and just look around and explore and just go into places and like roads I haven't been. I literally went one time down a road that I knew was closed. I knew there was nothing there, but I just went there for the sake of it, to just see what's there. I even went on private property once and like nobody found out, but I went on private property without even knowing it, by accident. For what? For just to see what was there. I just explored and I went around this part of the town and I found a super dope place to see the lake and to see the sunrise. So from now on, I can actually bring a girl with me there to go on on a date, on a morning date with her in that place, or just even camp out there, just because I went in one morning and explored as much as I could. But also imagine going on a trip in your hometown and approaching a girl you have never seen before, and imagine it goes right, it goes well. You will literally have a girlfriend that lives 5 minutes away from you, a girl that you've never seen, and you finally found the balls, you found her, you saw her, and if you don't approach her, yeah, there's a chance you will meet again because you're close together. But the fact that you have never seen her says a lot because you have never been to that part of the town. So approach her, and you will literally have a girlfriend that's 5 minutes away from you. Imagine how cool that fucking is. When she tells you, "Oh, my parents aren't home," you could be there in 5 minutes, and you can get away in 5 minutes. It's so like I've been wanting this ever since I knew myself, having a girlfriend that lives super close by. So just get out of the house and just explore. And also, when you go on the date with a girl, you can actually tell her, "Oh, I explored my whole town. I've been to every single part of the whole town. I know where every single house is." That's super cool. Trust me. Now, a bonus point is to work on your purpose. Not many people know about this, but you as a masculine man, if you're a man watching this, of course, you as a masculine man, you have a purpose inside of you. You have this core desire, the reason why you're alive. And essentially, masculine men want to work in their purpose, want to fulfill that, like the thing that they were made for on this earth. And feminine women, like feminine people, want to focus on love, on giving and receiving love. So by you working on your purpose, you live true to your masculine desires. So you will literally be fulfilled, and you will feel extremely proud of yourself if you work on your purpose, on your true purpose. Because most people think, "Oh, my purpose is to play video games and become an esports champion," bro. Bro, it's so dumb. Like, they've been brainwashed into thinking that, "Oh, if I play enough video games for my pleasure, I will eventually become a top 1% and I can participate in esports." This is so dumb. I used to think like this, and this was the reason why I was coping. I used to think, "Oh, if I play enough games, I will be good enough to play in esports and I will make money and a career out of this." That it's super hard to get into esports. You literally have to be the top 0.001%, and the competition is huge. There are billions of people that cope and say, "Oh, I'm learning to become an esports player," and you will have competition. You have no chance against like the guy that's been playing since he was 2 years old and like has the best genetics for it. Find your true purpose and work on it relentlessly, because you will have no idea when the time passes. I've been literally recording this video for half an hour. This video might be 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long. I've been recording for half an hour, and I've enjoyed every single second of it. I didn't even know when the time passed. Like, literally, when I looked at the time, when I look now at the time, it baffles me to see how much time passed without even knowing about it. It's literally 8:15 a.m. and I've been awake since 4 a.m. and that's all I've been doing, working on these videos. And I don't know when the time passed. Working on your purpose is truly the most beautiful thing you can do for yourself. You have so much fun and you will not have any idea when the time passed. Find your purpose, and you do that by being bored, and the answers will come to you, and just do it. Do it every single minute of the day. If you enjoyed the video and if you watched till the end, I would highly appreciate it if you would click on the subscribe button, because it will help both of us, especially you. And also click the first link in the description to join my free community while it's still free, because you will keep it free for a lifetime and other people will have to pay for it. So join now while you still can, for free, of course. See you later, bro. Mwah.